So let's talk about the weather.
Do we have to?
Yeah, I mean, you look at it out there, it's like, oh, it's a beautiful night, but heat and humidity, it is on the way for tomorrow. We're dealing with it tonight, and we could see some more storms tomorrow, too.
Oh, the rest of the week, we're headed into a break from the humidity, though. Meteorologist David Ernst says the details from the First Alert Weather Center tonight. David.
Yes, Bill and Cammie, after tonight, or I should say after tomorrow night, the forecast turns relatively quiet through the end of the week with comfortable conditions leading into the Father's Day weekend. However, as mentioned, it is going to be rather active tomorrow, not only from a storm standpoint, but there could be heat and humidity as well. It's a great idea, if you've not already downloaded it, to have our free WBAY First Alert weather app on your phone. You can take out your smartphone and point the camera at the QR code there on the screen. Download the app for free. You'll get video updates from the First Alert meteorologist here in the Weather Center, but you can also get alerts sent right to your phone when severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings are issued, and we can push live video updates to the app as well to help keep you safe when those storms threaten. Most of Wisconsin is included in the enhanced risk. That's a level 3 out of 5 for severe weather tomorrow. If you're watching us on cable, satellite, or over the air, you are included in that risk level. So you're expecting scattered to numerous severe thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon. Damaging wind gusts in excess of 60 to 70 miles per hour will be possible. We could have hail quarter size or perhaps upwards of golf ball size in the area, and can't rule out a few isolated tornadoes as well. But right now, all is quiet on First Alert Viper Max. We'll be watching some storms ongoing across parts of Nebraska and Iowa, moving towards the northeast later on tonight, and it's possible that some of that does move into our area before dawn tomorrow morning. Then tomorrow afternoon, this cold front is going to be sweeping through the area, and that will trigger the round of strong to severe thunderstorms that we are talking about. So here's the forecast, First Alert Pinpoint Predictor, and we'll start out with those storms we were looking at back into Iowa. Here we are at 3 a.m. with that activity lifting through central Wisconsin. If that's a little more widespread, holds on a little longer, and produces more rain across the area, it could actually work in our favor tomorrow and lower that risk for severe weather. But as it stands right now, most of eastern Wisconsin is quiet, not only overnight tonight, but throughout the day tomorrow. Here we are at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and not much has changed. It's just going to be a whole lot hotter. But as we go towards 4 and 5 o'clock, you start to see those storms re-emerging out of western Wisconsin, pushing towards the east, getting into central Wisconsin by 5 or 6 o'clock with the potential for those damaging wind gusts in excess of 60 or 70 miles per hour, large hail as well. This will be surging right through the area, likely during the heart of our evening commute. So you're talking about late afternoon, early evening for the first wave of strong thunderstorms pressing on through. After that moves in, we're then just looking at the potential for heavy rainfall continuing. There could be some gusty winds left over in this activity overnight, but for the most part, it's going to be an early evening kind of an event, the way things are shaping up. I will say that the highest risk from a severe weather standpoint would be posed by that large hail, again, quarter size or perhaps golf ball size, slightly larger, as well as damaging winds in excess of 60 or 70 miles per hour. There is the potential for a few isolated tornadoes, and can't rule that in our local area, but I would say the risk is a bit higher in western Wisconsin, where those storms should first start to initiate. Nonetheless, we will be on the lookout for that potential threat as well tomorrow afternoon and evening as we keep a close eye on the weather. Rain totals, generally ½ inch to an inch of rainfall expected. Some northern areas might see a bit more than that, though, 1 to 2 inches. And of course, anywhere you get strong thunderstorms, you could have some locally higher rainfall. We'll have to watch for some localized flooding because of that. Not cooling off much tonight. It's worth noting the average high this time of year is 77 degrees. Tonight's lows are in the middle 70s around the Fox Valley. We're going to see temperatures right back into the upper 80s, low 90s away from Lake Michigan tomorrow. Maybe a degree or two cooler than today, not quite as hot, but just as humid. Dew points well into the 70s, and we're going to keep that high humidity around for just one more day. It will start to drop off on Thursday, and for Friday and Father's Day weekend, you will certainly notice the difference. But the humidity builds right back in next week, so don't get used to that break. Right now, 80 degrees at the airport in Green Bay. Tonight, quiet and muggy, unseasonably warm. Might have a few late storms across western areas overnight, lows in the 60s and 70s. Tomorrow, it is hot and muggy with those afternoon and evening storms arriving. They will be strong to severe when they get here. A transition day on Thursday, cooler weather and more comfortable weather expected over the weekend.
Well, those storms today, they were bad, but for the good news, most of them are just out of our area.
Thank goodness. Tomorrow we're expecting a break from the heat and humidity, but it will still be warm. David Ernst has the details from the First Alert Weather Center tonight. David.
Bill and Cammie, no 90s around tomorrow, but temperatures are still going to be pushing into the 80s, so hopefully we can improve the numbers on the map right now, because probably still needing some air conditioning tomorrow. At this hour, more than 10,000 households without power in Sheboygan and Outagamie counties, 32,000 households without power in Brown County, even Marinette and Waushara counties right now reporting 6,000 households without power. So a lot of damage across the area because of those storms earlier on. As Cammie and Bill were talking about, largely out of the area. A few light showers still left over in Sheboygan County, Sheboygan right along the coastline there. You're likely hearing some of that thunder, but most of the heavy rainfall is sitting out over Lake Michigan at this time. Here's a rundown of how the evening unfolded starting around 4 or 5 o'clock, and you can see all of those storms and the warnings that were issued as they moved on through the area, with some of the most intense activity from Wautoma right up through Outagamie County and towards the Green Bay area. At this hour, though, thankfully things quieting down. These storms will continue pressing off towards the east. Notice the clear sky back into central and western Wisconsin. All of that is headed our way, so skies will be clearing out overnight tonight, and that will give us plenty of sunshine right off the bat as we start your Thursday morning. Plenty of sun, in fact, through the day. During the afternoon, a few more clouds building. Perhaps we have a stray rain shower. No thunderstorms, no severe weather expected, but a stray rain shower possible across the North Woods, highs into the middle 80s, but no 90s expected. So let's get into your forecast here on First Alert Pinpoint Predictor. And as far as the timing goes with those storms earlier today, it was basically spot on, and we will continue to see any rain shift out of the area, and you notice skies clearing right out. So plenty of sunshine tomorrow morning. Temperatures not nearly as warm as they were this morning, because we are already going to be dropping that humidity down. So we're in the lower half of the 60s through the Fox Valley towards the lakeshore. Northern areas, you probably do slip into the upper 50s overnight tonight. Plenty of sun to start your day on Thursday. We continue with sunny skies through the lunch hour, but notice the clouds building to the northwest, and during the early and mid-afternoon, a few spotty rain showers are possible across the Northwoods. I wouldn't expect anything widespread or long-lasting. No thunderstorms or severe weather anticipated, and around the Fox Valley, just a little bit more cloud cover to roll overhead, but even that will be clearing on out for the evening. The big story tomorrow, likely to be the wind. We don't have any thunderstorms in the forecast, but winds will be strong. We're talking about 20, 25 miles per hour sustained winds, gusts upwards of 40 or 45. Now, for some perspective, earlier today we had storms producing wind gusts 60 to 80 miles per hour, so nothing on that order. But still, with the strong weather that moved through earlier on today, gusts of 40 or 45 could bring down some tree limbs or anything that was weakened by the storms tonight. So be on the lookout for that tomorrow as we're out and about doing the cleanup. There could be some additional damage just because of problems lingering from tonight. Tomorrow, that humidity will be dropping. We're looking at dew points slipping back into the upper 50s, so perhaps it feels slightly humid in the morning, but by the afternoon, a lot more comfortable than it has been lately, despite the warm weather. Low 80s through the Fox Valley, and even Lakeside, we're probably getting into the 80s because of that strong west wind. Northern areas, upper 70s, but as you just saw, the humidity will be lower, so not nearly as uncomfortable, and that humidity continues to drop into the weekend. In fact, Saturday should be a very nice day. Mostly sunny skies. We'll see that humidity, dew point levels down in the 40s, so very comfortable air. And temperatures will be in the 70s, so a beautiful day there. Leading into Father's Day, chance for some storms in the morning, and the humidity does start to tick back up, and you'll notice we don't get a break for very long. Next week, we are right back into the sticky and uncomfortable stuff. The heat comes back as well, so might have some First Alert weather days in there for that dangerous heat and humidity. But in terms of storms, keeping the severe weather outlook very low. In fact, even on Father's Day morning, very low for your severe weather outlook there. Right now, it is 73 degrees at the airport in Green Bay with a dew point of 68, so still a little bit sticky, but any rain is ending and will do so rather quickly. Gradual clearing tonight, lows in the 50s and 60s. Tomorrow, it's going to be a windy day, but lower humidity, maybe a stray shower north by the afternoon. Still on the warm side with temperatures in the 80s. Out on the water, it will be choppy tomorrow, Friday, probably a better day to take the boat out. There is a small craft advisory on Thursday. Beautiful weather leading into the holiday weekend for Father's Day. Might just have a few stray storms early in the day on Sunday.